I've lost my mojo!
Welcome everyone to my humble abode. Grab a drink, make sure it's cold. We're talking about anime, new and old. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my anime lounge. Rudy, why'd you do it, Rudy? Why'd you do it? You had to lock in, Rudy. Damn it, that's all you had to do. Ladies and gentlemen and friends, welcome back to the Anime Lounge. And if it's your first time, may I say welcome. Rudy! Today we go over the most intense and my favorite episode of Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation Season 2. One of the hottest isekai this side of town. Oh man, Rudy! Alright, we got a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. But first, you could lock in by hitting that like button.
Push the goddamn button! Push the goddamn button!
If you're new and find yourself enjoying the video, hit that subscribe button. Join the lounge and enjoy talking anime with fellow watchers. Hit that bell for notifications so you know when the lounge is going to be open again. There's a seat for you. Join us, chill with us, laugh with us. By the way, there will be spoilers up here because we're talking about season 2 spoilers. So there's your warning. If you haven't seen it, click off, go watch it, come back. Anyway, Rudy!
Let me set the stage for you here.
Here we are in our second season where our main horny boy Rudius is determined to locate his family after being separated by the teleportation gate. However, now he is facing his biggest threat, a most menacing villain, the purest form of evil, ED. And for those that may not know, the D stands for dysfunction and the E rhymes with reptile. Not sure how YouTube is with these kind of things. And that's right after Eris hit him with the old hump and dump, and apparently his mojo left with her. With all hope lost, the man god tells him to go to that magic academy like you always wanted to, and all your issues shall be solved. So his academic adventures ensues and he becomes a top dog. But that's not the most important aspect of this situation, for you see, also attending this academy is his elf friend from childhood, Sylphie, the best girl. After working undercover as a bodyguard for the princess, she finally decides she wants to be with Rudy and reveals herself to him in a touching reunion. Although Rudy has been suffering from ED, it was no match for Sylphie's determination. With a little liquid courage with an aphrodisiac addition, Rudy was finally able to focus on his main girl, Sylphie.
どうぞお召し上がりください。
You are a super freak!
And just like that, he is cured of his ailment thanks to Sylphie, and decides to marry her and start their life together. Even got a house on the top of the hill. I know holidays finna go crazy there. One day, Rudy receives a letter from his pops Paul informing him that they are en route on a search for Zenith, his mother, but they can't bring the kid, so his sisters are coming out there to stay with him for the time being. And on top of that, Sylphie gets pregnant. He has his sisters with him, his wife, a child on the way. Everything was looking smooth for our MC until he sees another letter, one that says,
Help me! Help me! Nigga!
The expedition to rescue his mother has hit a bit of a snag. They need assistance ASAP. However, the journey to go and help would mean he wouldn't be back home for over a year and some change, leaving his sisters and wife an unborn child for that time period. And if it's one thing that this show has taught us, is that a lot can happen in an instant, let alone over a year. However, the man god tells Rudius to not go because he'll end up regretting it.
Suspicious.
He says he'll regret it because he would be leaving behind his wife and kid, and he should just stay. Life has been on the up and up. Why ruin that with this journey? However, Rudy decides to go on this journey with the busty elf whose curse forces her to be a sexually active beast. You're a strong man, Rudy. However, he was given an essential tool that not only shortened his travel, but would also be the key to rescuing his mother, in the form of a book on teleportation circles, given to him by none other than Alright. Given to him by Given to him, damn it, by Nanahoshi. Hope I said that right. The girl that was with the dragon god when he beat the shit out of Rudy and the gang back in season 1. Alright, quick correction here, post edit. So what Nanahashi gave him was the location of teleportation circles around the world that they used to shorten their trip. But the actual book with the accounts of the teleportation dungeon was from like the Academy library. I actually think, if I remember correctly, Sylphie gave him that book, but it was from the Academy itself. That's not what she gave him. She gave him the location of the teleportation circles. But anyway, just had to make that quick correction. I know how some people can't wait to hear you messing up something so they can correct it.
I know how you think, you motherfucker.
Him and Alina Lise, I'ma call her Alina, bro, teleport to meet up with Paul and his crew. It was so refreshing seeing Lilia for the first time actually this season, and not in like a flashback, but like in the flesh. Paul too, and a quick reminder, Paul is him. Y'all will see later. Paul tells Rudy that they believe people seen his mother disappear in this high-level teleporting maze. And in their last attempt, they ended up losing Roxy to a teleporting circle.
Huh?
Teleporting circle.
Teleporting circle.
So now she's trapped in there as well. And when Rudy heard that, he was ready to black out. Roxy is his goddess. He been sniffing her same pair of panties for 10 years now as his relic of worship. Rudy now has this book on teleportation circles, and this gives them the knowledge they need to safely traverse this troll-ass dungeon. Imagine you're just walking and unknowingly step on an invisible circle. You get teleported and now you're surrounded by dragon-sized insects telling you came to the wrong side of the dungeon.
Hey, you're on our turf, man. Hey, man, I cut you up so bad. You gonna wish I know cut you up so bad.
But with this knowledge, they enter the dungeon, and Rudy ends up finding and saving Roxy. But it's been so long that she doesn't recognize him, and that shit made him sick, literally.
Stupid dog! You made me look bad!
They regroup, they finally explore farther enough into the dungeon where they finally reach the 6th stratum where it happens. Alright, it's time for an anime recommendation break. It's a spot in the video where I throw out a random show I've seen that I would recommend people to check out if it sounds appealing to them. And so this anime recommendation break is brought to you by Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world. After having a final showdown with their big bad villain, the Red Ranger called Kazuna Red, the team is known as the Kazuna 5, he seemingly sacrifices himself and perishes in the battle, but awakens in an entirely new world. Everything comes with him in this next world. He gets the Megazord, the gags come with it. I mean, shit like the villain just exploding when they fall in defeat. He gets an explosion with his pose every time he morphs, and he really be hitting that shit too. Bro, they pulled up his stat sheet in this world, and the dude is crazy. You see stuff like his punching power being 20 tons of force, his kicks are 50 tons, he has a burning punch that has a temperature of 60,000 degrees, and he's literally powered by the power of friendship and bonds. It's hilarious. He was having a duel with a swordsman, and the swordsman was like, oh, looks like I'm gonna have to take this seriously. And then he was like, oh, well, in that case, I'm gonna take it serious too, and summons the fucking fucking Megazord on his ass. Bro, I was crying. He is not afraid to whip that Zord out, and it's hilarious. Any chance he get, he like, hey, I'll blow this whole bitch down if I got to. Intro graphics go hard. The comedy is there. You see story elements develop with him trying to figure out if he can return to his world. It's really an isekai about your friendly, world-saving Red Ranger?
気まぐれでも助けてもらったのは事実だぜ。でももう二度とやらないでくれ。今のは貴様の声か。
Now back to your regularly scheduled program. Here in the 6th stratum, they find Zenith, but she's encased in this crystallized material and is guarded by a badass, crystal encrusted, magic absorbing, regenerating, slap your mama if you talking crazy. I run this dungeon. I dare you to say my name twice. One of y'all ain't making it home tonight. Hydra. But Big Paul gave 0 fucks. He saw Zenith and spazzed. He charged straight in at this Hydra. Rudy and Roxy tried to shoot some magic at it and it completely waved it off. And Paul still didn't give a fuck. He immediately cut off one of the heads. This man was in his Hercules bag, fighting for his love.
You can absorb magic, but you can't absorb these hands. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you too. Fuck you, and fuck you, and you, and you, and you. All your limbs. My fofo make sure all y'all heads don't grow.
You motherfuckers can't be us or see us. We motherfucking thug like riders west side till we die.
Paul was ready for all the smoke. They had to drag him out of there so they can come up with a plan to fight this thing. He starts to spaz on Rudy. He tells him that that's his mother in there, and he doesn't really seem bothered seeing her in a state like that. But in Rudy's mind, he barely had any interactions with Zenith, and he hasn't seen her for about 10 years. He lacks that connection with her that he probably should have. But he still cares for her and wants to save her. He still loves her as his mother. So they figured out that if you get close enough, magic can hit it, and in order to stop it from regenerating, they'll cut off a head and then cauterize the wound with fire spells. Boom, solid plan. But while all of this was going on, something didn't feel right. I was feeling like somebody was not finna make it, and I was feeling like it was gonna be Paul. Then he gonna turn around and say, save your mother, even if it kills you.
This motherfucker's dead.
So now, with the plan ready to set in motion, our heroes go in for the final round. And this man, Paul, gets straight to it. He jumps into the Hydra mouth and cut the head off from within. He was the main DPS and plan support, MVP status. They were taking these Hydra heads down with utmost efficiency. This was the first episode this season for me where shit was really feeling serious. Although most of the season felt slice of life-ish with Rudy just making connections and building up his reputation, it was good, it was cool. But when they start to dip in that action with stakes back, and if season 1 taught us anything, they are not afraid to whoop the main character's ass. So something tragic was finna happen in this fight, but they were on this Hydra's ass. That Hydra tried to fight back and unleash a fire attack, but Rudy came in clutch with that water shield. And I always loved their water animation. And Paul immediately got back into it, slicing off heads, but then, damn it, it happens. They were winning against the Hydra so well that this dude, Rudy, pauses in the middle of this every second counts fight to admire how much they are winning, and almost gets swiped by the Hydra and has to get saved by Paul. Bro, Rudy, lock in.
Stop stalling, nigga.
At the cost of his arm, they finally take down the final head of the Hydra. But then Paul sacrificed his life to save Rudy. Man, Paul should still be alive. I was so disappointed with Rudy here. Rudy! All you had to do was stay locked in. Imagine the one thing that causes you to get distracted is how much you're winning. Damn! At least they saved his mother though.
Hey, bro, come on now, dawg. Come on, man.
Had it not been for that regeneration, Paul would have soloed that fucking Hydra. This was the most locked in I have ever seen a character be in this show. And this is what I believe the man god really meant when he said he would regret coming here. But again, he be withholding details. He could be talking about something that happens in season 3. Even though later Rudy believes that the regret pertained to Sylphie and his child and his sisters, nothing was wrong when he got back home. But after doing that dungeon, your pops is gone, you done lost an arm, and after all that, your mom's mental is gone, suffering from being trapped in that mana crystallization. And I knew that Paul wasn't gonna make it. They were raising every single anime death flag they could with this man before that final fight. Him giving the speech, saying this will be his last time, telling Rudy he's the son he can depend on. I don't know if he want to take that back now.
Get him.
I would have rather seen him go out saving someone if the Hydra just overpowered them and used some spell that they weren't ready for. But to see that they had this shit in the bag and Rudy gets wide-eyed and distracted off of them winning so handedly does not sit right with me. Twice, by the way. He saved his boy twice. And with all this new trauma, not knowing what to do, how to handle any of this, no one to run to, I guess now was as great as time as ever for Rudy to finally focus on his girl Roxy. Nah, Roxy was foul for taking advantage of that boy like that. I really loved this season. And they already got greenlit for season 3. I'm in there. And can I say, like, one of my favorite characters this season was Zenoba. His bluntness and dedication to figurines, his wholesome moments and comedy were so good. Then you like remember he's just really strong as shit. They really do a good job in creating a vast amount of great characters. I love Rudy fixing his relationship with his sister. Learning that she was afraid of him this whole time really hurt my heart. I felt so bad. And seeing the full circle moment happen with Rudy becoming just like his father, having a daughter, which probably gonna end up having 2 daughters, 2 wives. He's basically raising his sisters now. And when the mother grabbed Paul's gauntlets, oh man, season 3 about to be heart-wrenching. But this episode had all the stakes, emotion, action. Rudy! Why'd you do it, Rudy? But that's enough of my yapping. I appreciate you all for watching and joining the lounge. Now it's your turn. What were your favorite moments from this season? Favorite episode? Was it Rudy's fault? Is Sylphie the best girl right now? Was Roxy wrong? Let me know down in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed the video. Join the lounge and grab yourself a seat. Share with your friends or anyone who loves anime like us.
Tell your friends about me.
I appreciate you all for watching, and as we always do when we close out, let's all raise a glass in the air. Here's to anime.